Hello, it's Russell from Millboard again, and today we're going to be going over some of the simple steps to installing Millboard decking. And in reality, installing Millboard decking is actually a straightforward process, but I would always recommend reading our installation guide before you start, because there are a few top tips that will help ensure a quality finish. First of all, your preparation. You need to store your boards on a flat surface and always store them face to face, back to back, to protect the top surface. When I'm ready to start, I like to lay out some of the boards to ensure that I'm not getting the same grain pattern side by side. This helps to blend the natural tone variation, but saying that, because they are hand finished, no two boards have the exact same colour tone anyway. As with all decking, the finished result is only as good as what's underneath. Whatever subframe material you're using, the joist spacing is critical. If you're building a deck for standard residential use, you need to keep your joist centres at a maximum of 400mm or 16 inches. And for a commercial deck, reduce that down to 300mm or 12 inches. And wherever possible, try and build in a slight fall of around 1 in 200. This just helps to drain the water off the non-porous surface. So Millboard cuts cleanly with power saws, but it also cuts nicely and easily with a handsaw. And here's a tip for you. I will always cut the ends of the deck boards and square them up with a slight 2-degree back cut. We would normally recommend a 4mm gap between the boards, like that, and then a 1mm gap where the boards butt together. We have a multi-spacer that is designed to assist with this gapping, but it's also designed to help keep the boards in a straight line. But saying that, I would always use a string line to check every 5 rows to make sure I'm running straight. And if you're running your boards up against a solid object or a wall, you should be leaving a 10mm gap here for drainage, and if it's a timber subframe, to allow for airflow. So now we're going to be looking at fixing the boards down. Now this is the most important part. We should only be using the Durafix stainless steel screws. There's no pre-drilling required, and you should be liberally spraying the screws with a silicone spray. It must be a silicone spray, and then you should drive the screws in so that they go beneath the surface by 8mm. You should be using 2 screws across every joist, and when it comes to the end of a board, you should be using 3 screws to hold it down. And please only use a drill driver, not an impact driver, because they can damage the surface and it leaves more of a ragged hole on the surface where the screws have gone in. For a correct and professional finish, use our edgings and fascia profiles on all steps and traffic perimeters. And if you have curved corners, use the flexible edging profiles as designed. There's information in our installation guide to help you fit these correctly. But once your deck is down, give it a simple wash down with warm soapy water and a medium stiff broom to remove any dust and dirt from the installation. If you follow these steps, your Millboard deck will look incredible for years to come. We have dropped a link to the full in-depth guide in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Happy building.